Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Today I'm going to share with you an amazing soft keto bread recipe. For this you need 2.5 cups of almond flour. You need 2 teaspoons of baking powder, a teaspoon of baking soda, a tablespoon of dry yeast powder, and you need a cup of lukewarm water, half a cup of milk, room temperature, and you would be needing 6 large or 8 medium-sized eggs. You need a teaspoon of vinegar and half a cup of oil, pinch of salt if you like, and I will be adding cranberries to my bread. You can avoid it, it's up to you. You can make simple bread. And we need a teaspoon of xanthan gum, and I'm going to be using some black seeds because I love the flavor and the fragrance they add to the bread. If you want to make a slightly sweet bread, then you can add some honey and cardamom powder instead of the black seeds, so that would give you a very aromatic and amazing cardamom bread. And you can add raisins or you can add some walnuts to it. Now first we have mixed all the dry ingredients. In the end I will be adding some flaxseed meal as well because I love the flaxseed flavor in my keto bread. It's up to you, you can skip it as well. Now I have added the dried ingredients and I have not yet added the flaxseed, but I will be adding that in the end. I'm going to add the water and I will mix it to get this thick paste-like consistency, and then I will take out my eggs and I will pour the vinegar in the eggs. I will not be adding vinegar to the dough right now. I will add the vinegar to the eggs, then I will beat them up and add them to the dough mixture along with the oil, and at that point I will add the flaxseed meal and I will let the mixture rest for about 10 to 20 minutes, ideally half an hour. Letting the mixture rest would help the yeast to work and the dough will become soft and fluffy and bubbly inside. And the same purpose is for the baking soda and the vinegar, that it will cause the bread to rise beautifully. So be very careful to not miss out on the baking soda and vinegar along with the yeast. Both of these things are going to help your bread to become soft and fluffy and rise. So as you know, it is very difficult to make an almond flour bread to rise and become fluffy. So these two things, don't miss out on them, and you will always end up with a soft and fluffy bread, keto bread. So now I have added the flaxseed meal, and it's up to you how much flaxseed meal you want to add. I have added about half a cup of flaxseed meal. Now this is the batter for 2 breads. I will get 2 breads with this batter. I will use parchment paper. I will line up my bread molds with parchment paper and I will divide this batter into 2. So I will get 2 beautiful loaves of keto bread when we are done. So you're going to have, in the end, the batter that you're going to end up with is going to be something like a cake batter. It's not going to be a doughy batter. It's not going to be like the pizza dough batter. It's going to be a cake batter, thin and slightly runny. So you can see the consistency here. And if you think that your batter is a bit thick and hard to move around with the spoon, you can always add half a cup of room temperature milk, and that would make it a bit softer. So you want a soft dough. You do not want a thick dough. You want a soft and slightly runny dough. So now we are going to place this dough into our molds. Here I've added the cranberries, as my children really wanted me to add some cranberries to the bread, and because of their request, I have added some cranberries, because whenever I add cranberries to the bread, they turn out really tasty. I did not have any intention to increase my calories in the bread, but they turned out to be super amazing, and they do help to reduce your sugar cravings. So I highly recommend that when you have a cranberry filled bread, all you need to do is take some peanut butter and you have a complete meal. You'll be totally satisfied with your bread slice and your peanut butter if you take it like that, the way I do. So here is my bread halfway through. We are going to bake it at 350 degrees for 40 to 50 minutes, depending upon your oven. It varies from oven to oven. How you're going to manage that is you test with the universal toothpick test. After 30 to 40 minutes, start testing your dough, your bread. And if it comes out dry, then you know that it's done. So I would recommend that after 40 minutes of baking, you start testing your bread time to time. If you're not satisfied, you can just toss it back into the oven for another 10 minutes at 280 degrees. So that's what I do when I feel that my bread is a bit moist. So I toss it back in. You can see that my bread has risen beautifully. It's soft and fluffy, looks so delicious and tastes so delicious as well. I hope you try it. Don't forget to give me your feedback and do subscribe to my channel for more fun keto and low carb recipes, as well as normal regular food recipes and fun facts. Do subscribe and like the video and recommend and share my channel with your friends and family. I'd highly appreciate that. Bye for now.